We're just normal men.
What do you mean, normal men?
We're just innocent men.
It's time for Side Scrollers with me, Stuttering Craig.
I did. Oh, wow! Right on the tip. Just on the tip.
And Blabs. Co-hosted by our friends from around the internet.
There is a portion of Norway where it is legally required to carry a firearm at all times.
If you're just a normal man looking for common sense in this crazy-ass world, you've come to the right place. And now, broadcasting from our homes from around the internet, it's time for Side Scrollers.
Okay, you ready? Open wide!
Welcome out to Side Scrollers on YouTube.com and Rumble.com, and of course, SideScrollersPlus.com's greeting from the crazy, very windy, weather incoming Gulf of America. It's great to see everybody. Glad you're with us today, and we have a lot going on today, my friends. We're going to have a very brief show today, abbreviated, as I have to scuttlebutt my way out of town, ending the vacation, the family vacation early that my wife planned a long time ago before we had all this stuff. We got to roll out a little early today, so we're going to get right into the nonsense. So, speaking of nonsense, hello, Blabs.
Oh, hello. I would like to show this off today. Hang on, full screen you myself. Look what I got. A Bucky's t-shirt.
Nice, nice. Did you buy that there?
Yeah, you see?
No, I didn't see you buy it.
Oh.
That's good.
Yeah, I got it. I like the back of it the
Well,
most.
I'm
Can't
glad
really
you
show
bought it.
you. There's like a giant pickup truck on the back of it, so yeah.
Fucking America. Speaking of America, I love that. Love that. Good, Blabs. You're learning. You went into Bucky's. You were skeptical, and then when I showed you the way, you embraced it fully.
Dude, I was impressed with the 40 pumps at the gas station. I was like, wow! It kind of reminded me of almost like IKEA, but with
40?
gas pumps instead of furniture.
Okay, hold on. I'm sorry. Listen, you can't equate Bucky's to IKEA and get away with it. I'm not dealing with that. And this is a guy who I know knows exactly what I'm talking about. Valiant Renegade, how are you today?
This is great. I'm so glad that Blabs is getting exposed to proper Americana out there.
Yeah.
She made it to Bucky's. She's experiencing what we here in the South along the Gulf Coast know so well. And welcome to real life, Blabs.
Oh, thank you.
She said so we were. We got down and we had they have the fresh brisket on the board when you walk in, right? And they're chopping up all that stuff. Blabs had a pulled pork sandwich that she was skeptical of. And Blabs, I don't want to spoil it for you because we will do Blabs over on Side Scrollers Plus. Mm-hmm. We will have Blabs' reaction to this food.
Yep.
But I'm not going to lie to you guys. When she had the first bite of
I know where this is going.
Pulled pork sandwich. Listen, she started dance. She looked like freaking. She looked like who's the the Cosby Show? Bill Cosby. You look like Bill Cosby doing the dance. It's a Jello pudding pops.
Oh yeah,
Jello pudding pops. It's so
got
good.
The pudding pop. Yeah.
Listen, I happy dance when I eat. I'm like a toddler, okay? So when I'm really happy, I'm like, and I'm just happy eating my food. Yeah, I do that. It was good. Pulled pork, yeah.
Now, the next step, Blabs, is you got to do the 3-meat sandwich with the brisket, the pulled pork, and the turkey? Or no?
Do they have that there?
Yes.
And we didn't try it, Craig?
Yeah.
You weren't ready for it, Blabs.
I wasn't ready.
ready for it.
You got to work your way up. Yeah.
Okay.
Start with the basics. Start with your basics. But there we go. Anyways, glad everyone's with us. We're going to go a brief hour today. So do us a favor, hit the thumbs up button while you're here. We got a lot going on. Speaking of Plus and over at Side Scrollers Plus, we did just launch it. Head over there. Use promo code Plus to get a discount on an annual membership. It's the best way to support Side Scrollers. If you enjoy independent having our independence, go to Side Scrollers Plus. Become an annual member over there. Use promo code Plus, and you can watch all sorts of fun stuff we have coming on the way. We have all sorts of good stuff, including this Blabs. We have Blabs reacting to WWE sus moments which was just awesome. Awesome stuff. You can watch that live right now. As a matter of fact, we do have a 9-second teaser for you guys, which I'd like to play for you right now.
To be clear, do you know who this is?
I think that's Cody Rhodes.
My kids turn me on. I am
What? His kids turn him on?
So you can go watch that right now over at sidescrollersplus.com. The
They
thumbnail.
like it over there. I've been reading some of the comments. They've been laughing their ass off at it.
Look for
Everybody's
this,
Cody Rhodes, okay? Everybody.
Look for that thumbnail right there. Blabs in her wicked cool backwards hat. What a dork. Okay, so like I said, we have a lot going on today. We're glad you're with us. We're going to get right into this stuff. Of course, we like to start every show with Today in Gaming History. So, Blabs, please fire away.
Okie dokies. March 14th. By the way, it's Pi Day. I forgot about that. Mario's Picross was released in Japan in 1995. We have Fallout Tactics, Brotherhood of Steel, released in 2001. And then we have Donkey Kong Jungle Beat, released in 2005. Yay!
That is, Donkey Kong Jungle Beat is definitely a Blabs game. You've never played it before, but you got to give it a go. It's I believe it was on the GameCube, and they had a actual drum accessory Blabs that you could play.
Oh my gosh! I feel like I would be like Adam Sandler from The Hot Chick, just banging on the drums in that store, and she's like, "Stop banging those drums!" Like that would be me. I'd be like, yeah. Yeah,
I think that's. We should that's a Blabs game, like 1,000%. That is a Blabs game. So, Valliant, I would imagine you've probably spent many hours, possibly thousands of hours, on Donkey Kong Jungle Beat.
I hate to say no. The N64 was like past my prime. And I never really played a whole lot of N64 games until later on when there were emulators and things like that. Mm-hmm. I've heard of it, but I can't say I've played it. So I'm going to have to go try to look it up and check it out.
Well, maybe we'll get everyone together and play some Donkey Kong Jungle Beat sometime, and we'll all look like idiots on the couch together. It'll be great. Speaking of idiots, we have a Montez goal today. Montez is not an idiot, but the lady he suplexed is. We have a goal today. Changed up today. We're going 20 teal super chats today. We're going rapid fire today. So if we can get that 20 teal super chats, Montez will come in and grace us with his wonderful Suplex City. So Blabs, real quick, some other games that you missed today include Bushido Blade for the PlayStation in Japan 28 years ago in 1997. Siphon Filter 2, 25 years ago for the original PlayStation. That was a pretty big one. Siphon Filter was, it was big for sure. And also in 2006, Mega Man Powered Up for the PSP, which was the remake, which is now, it's crazy to think. It's been 19 years since that happened, which was farther than when the original Mega Man was released, which is crazy. So, holy shit, we're old. God, I feel old.
Yes.
Yeah, there you go.
Listen, like how many years ago was 2009?
15 years ago, Blabs.
I thought it was 16
years ago.
16 years ago. Yeah. That's a long time already. Just saying.
Yes, indeed.
Thank you, Blabs, for that mathematical wizardry.
You're welcome. Help. 2025 years ago. Quarter of a century.
Shut up. Just shut up. Also, some noticeable games that you missed include Homefront for the PC. Homefront, that was kind of an interesting game. They tried with that. Splatoon 2 was released 8 years ago in Japan. And Kingdom Hearts HD 1.5 Remix in 2013. So some pretty good, solid games that were released today on this wonderful day of our Lord, March 14th. So
3.14159. Pi Day.
Pi Day. Yes, there you go. Hey, give it up for these fine folks. Look at this. Look at this list of brand new Plus members. Include Paxis, Ed Weirdo, B Story. BMO Story?
Did you say Be My Story?
No, I said BMO Story. But
no, you're like, Be My Story, baby.
Yeah, let's go. And Travinus Maximus became Plus members. Guys, thank you so much for becoming Plus members over at Side Scrollers Plus. Once again, use promo code Plus. And yeah, like I said, if you like the show, make sure you head over there and check it out. Use promo code Plus we'd greatly appreciate it. There's Valiant Renegade just keeping his eye right over our Side Scrollers logo down there. It's very nice. Thank you very much for that.
As soon as I do that, the graphic disappears. Okay.
And we got all of the graphics. It's crazy how that works out. Also, speaking of Valiant, he became a brand new member over here. Thank you very much, Valiant. Appreciate that, buddy.
I thought I already was, but apparently not, so had to fix that.
Damn YouTube. Jeremy's crushed toe came in. Says Memphis barbecue is greater than Texas barbecue. And with that, I'll reject you to half court and say you are an idiot. Jeremy's
Just
crushed
the
toe.
avatar is terrifying, man. Woo.
It's pretty gross. The mystery says Blabs leveling up to Bucky's 2. Montez, let's go. And Primarius came in as a brand new member at sidescrollersplus.com. That is spectacular. Oh, yeah, Chibi came in. Today is White Day. That's right. It is White Day.
Listen, I totally forgot about the day we're supposed to do it. So a happy White Day to everybody who celebrates. Do you know what White Day is, Valiant?
I don't. I'm interested.
Okay, so it's basically celebrated 1 month after Valentine's Day, and instead it's the women giving the guys presents. It's apparently in Asian countries. So, fun fact. It's not actually like white supremacy day or anything. It's about love, yeah.
Well, that's not as fun. No, I'm kidding.
That's not as fun.
No, I was wondering, like, where does the white come in with that one? So, okay.
That's where a lot of us ask that same question. Where does the white come in with that? It's crazy. We have to ask that about Hollywood these days. It's ridiculous how racist they are. Pallydan came in and says, wasn't Montez the crazy lady's boyfriend? Yes, it was. So wouldn't Montez be an idiot for dating her? Yes, he would. The suplex man, the unknown hero that we all need. Well, he technically is Montez now. We co-opted it and retconned it. So thank you for that, Pallydan. But you're correct about it. Blake came in with the 5, says, funding for Blabs. To post hair on her only Blabs. Montez.
It's not going to happen.
Siphon says, I love the Siphon Filter game so much I made Siphon my gamer name. The laser in the game was the best. For Montez, Siphon. The laser, yes, I 100% agree. The laser was spectacular. Marius says, happy actual White Day, Blabs. Go Montez.
Hi, happy White Day.
I appreciate you guys for keeping an eye on that. Speedy says, if I'm not mistaken, Craig, the Siphon Filter games were one of the first third-person shooters to include a first-person aim, but I could be wrong. Speedy Cake, I can't answer that definitively, but thank you very much. Hey, Crazy T came in and says, happy Friday, guys. Crazy T, happy White Day to you.
Happy Friday, Crazy.
Happy White Day. And Dan, thanks so much for becoming a member for 17 months over here on YouTube. All right. Like I said, we're going to be brief today. We're going to get right to it. So with that said, guys, thank you very much for hanging out with us. Do us a favor, hit the subscribe button if you're new, and hit the thumbs up button. Make that a part of your routine when you pop in. Those thumbs ups, they really help. Straight on up, So with that said, oh, yeah, hold on. Does it work? Does the thumb up, does it work? There it is. All right, because I'm doing it through my phone. How stupid is that? It's crazy. It's
Show Valiant the gay heart one.
Oh. Does it work?
I think
maybe it's on cooldown.
There it is. How flamboyant!
I'm so glad we have the kind
Fireworks.
of representation in this show, and it's not even June.
Hey, listen, it's all about that technology. We leverage it all we can. Hey, it's time for my favorite segment, your favorite segment, everybody in the world's favorite segment. It's time for Hard News.
Hard news.
All right, as always, well, I'll tell you what, not as always, we're going right into the good stuff today. So Dragon Age Veilguard is a game we've talked about for a long time on this channel, and I got to be honest, it is not done very well. I know, Valiant, you have talked about Dragon Age Veilguard quite a bit at your channel and the economic repercussions of that game. First off, what do you know about Dragon Age Veilguard?
Well, I mean, I'm somebody who's played several entries in this series over the last 20 years, however long it's been around. I mean, I've always enjoyed it. Veilguard was not one of the ones that I was interested in, just from everything that we saw coming into it. I mean, everything that we've seen out there from the numbers of players, and again, when you compare it to the scale of the game in terms of how much money was spent to create it and then to market it, of course, doesn't seem like it did very well at all. This is kind of one of those things where companies will look a quarter or two down the road and they will take what's called impairment charges on it, Basically, they write it off, write it down. The value of the IP is not what they have on the books because the game just didn't perform. So they'll take some write-offs and some tax deductions for it to basically accelerate things like depreciation and amortization and just move on. The game will still be out there. I mean, I don't think they're going to eradicate it completely, but the company is not looking at this, I wouldn't think, as a rousing success for shareholders.
Right. And it has not been a success from a financial standpoint. They invested a lot of money, as you said. And when we started getting clips like this that came out of the one of the lead characters talking about their sexual identity, Tosh.
I still play this clip on my channel, for God's sake. Yeah.
Well, you know it. Here it is.
Yeah.
See my child in danger. I act.
Here's the ginger.
Thank you.
So I'm non-binary.
Yikes.
Yeah. I like that the last thing she said before she said I'm non-binary was, so here's the ginger. It's just amazing stuff that somebody wrote their dialogue down. Anyway, so this game did not perform very well when it was released. It didn't at any level, and it performed so bad that it was actually released for free on PlayStation Plus. And I say for free as a part of your membership, which I think that's how a lot of people think. They're already paying for it. But Dragon Age Veilguard has failed even on PlayStation Plus, because when it was released on PlayStation Plus, it was actually bundled. Several other games were released with it as well, including, and this is so freaking spectacular, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: The Cowabunga Collection was released with it. And listen, the Cowabunga Collection is exactly what it sounds like. It is a collection of the classic Ninja Turtle games. It is excellent. Everybody who plays it loves it. But it has actually outperformed Dragon Age Veilguard, according to according to noted by True Trophies, the portal over there, based on data of 3.4 million active PSN accounts. The game Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: The Cowabunga Collection was more successful on PlayStation Plus than Dragon Age: The Veilguard. It says, with Dragon Age: The Veilguard having released on PlayStation 5 less than 6 months ago, you might have thought it would have easily draw the most attention in March 2025's PS Plus monthly games. Not so, as it happens. Instead, it looks like more subscribers felt like revisiting some classic arcade games that they can grab on TMNT Cowabunga Collection. So Konami's collection of TMNT games was the most popular amongst PlayStation 5 or PS Plus March 2025 lineup. 8.2% more players booted up the Cowabunga Collection over the relatively recent Dragon Age Veilguard. It probably helped that the Ninja Turtle Cowabunga Collection trophies are very easy to unlock. Right, there's truth to that. But the idea that the Ninja Turtles and these classic arcade games outperformed Dragon Age: The Veilguard, not the best sign there for Dragon Age Veilguard there, is it, Valiant?
No, and I mean, I'm kind of not surprised by this. I mean, you look at things that usually go to PlayStation Plus, and I've got a subscription to that. I've had it for a few years. They tend to bring back classic games that have been out of mainstream circulation for a long time. Or they might even be games that a lot of people still own that have been sitting on their shelf for 5 or 10 years. And the whole point of pushing them back into the forefront of that PlayStation Plus system is so that, oh, yeah, I haven't done this game in a while. That was really fun. I want to go play it. When you put a brand new game, and Veilguard, by all accounts, is still a brand new game by comparison.
Yes.
When you put a brand new game in there, the stench of this game is still, I mean, everybody can still taste the stink from when this game came out. Simply putting it on PS Plus is not going to entice a bunch of new folks to jump in and take a look at it. I mean, it's just, the whole point of this is to bring back old, so everybody's still remembering, oh, this game looked ridiculous. Everybody's still remembering the clip, Craig, that you guys just played and going, well, I didn't buy it, so I'm not going to play it now. I'm not interested. Or they already did buy it, and they looked at it, and they're done with it. So, I mean, just taking out the woke nature of the game itself, putting this game onto PS Plus this close to its initial release 6 months later is yet another admission of complete abject failure. And I think obviously Sony just did itself another disservice by taking another hit of embarrassment over this game that it wasn't even the biggest thing. Some old TMNT games that, by the way, I still have them all on Nintendo and Super Nintendo, the original cartridges, the original boxes, and everything else, original owner. Yes, they were. I mean, Turtles in Time is one of the greatest video games ever made. Shredder's Revenge, one of the greatest games put onto PlayStation, along with Cobra Kai. Those kind of just those old arcade sides. That's what people want when I go to PS Plus. I want to see those old games get remastered and put in there to where I can play them now on the PlayStation. I mean, yeah, I have fun playing Fortnite with Renegade Jr., but sometimes I just want to go old school, man. So nobody's going in there to play Dragon Age. Sorry.
Hey, let's just do a quick list real fast. Here are all the games that are listed on the Cowabunga collection. And Blabs, I know you've never played any of these games, and maybe one day we will. But I'm just gonna go down the list and tell you that every single one of these games, literally every single one of these games that is listed on this collection, is better than Dragon Age Veilguard, including the bad ones.
That's not a high bar, man.
I know. I'm just telling you. Like, why would you want to play Dragon Age Veilguard when you can play 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, a dozen, 15, whatever it is, games that are busted in this with rewind features and save states and button mapping and online capabilities? I mean, come on, let's go. We got Turtles in Time for the Genesis. We got Turtles in Time for the arcade. Let's stinking go. Veilguard, you lost to games that were released in 1992, and I love it. I love it. It's crazy, and this is a bigger trend that we've seen, Valiant, where people have rejected modern games and gone back to the classics. This has been a reoccurring theme that we've seen over the last couple of years, where older games are seeing new revival because modern games are in such bad shape.
That's it. The older games were just fun. That's it. They were just fun. And I mean, from a different perspective, I don't play a lot of the modern games, not because so many of them have been injected with politics and woke BS, but it's just, to me, like the first-person shoot-'em-up games like Call of Duty, they're so complex. And I'm an old school. I mean, I grew up with the Atari joystick was my first video game system. And then the Nintendo, the Sega Master System, the Genesis, the SNES, and that was my bread and butter. That's about where I stopped. So when I go into a new game today, I realize Renegade Jr. can sit here and tear through these things because he grew up on it. He's used to it. To me, it's like the mechanics are so complicated that it's more frustrating. It's like, I want to sit down and relax. So I go back to the old games that I can sit there and just have fun. And that's why these old side-scroll games, these old Nintendo games, they're really easy to pick up, get yourself into. They're not overly complex, and they're beyond entertaining for me.
You sound so old.
I am.
It kind of just sounds like a giant skill diff.
Admittedly,
I totally
that's a big part
understand
of it.
what you say. I'm not trolling you, but half me was like, skill diff, bro. But yeah.
No, you're absolutely correct, and that's I fully admit it. And the point is that I sit down and spend a lot of time getting used to it. Yeah, I spent a lot of time kind of getting used to Fortnite, for example, because that's what Renegade Jr. likes to play, so he and I like to play together. But as far as me sitting down and doing that with all these other modern games, to me, it's more frustrating than anything, because I'm at that point. I don't have time to sit down like when I was a kid and learn how to do all this with 27 buttons on a controller. And Hogwarts Legacy to me was fairly complicated, but I enjoyed it so much that I got myself into it. So it's generational.
No, I hear that. I hear that for sure, and I don't disagree with you. There are, if you're just learning how to go and how to play for the first time, you can pick it up a lot easier than people who have been playing for 30, 40 years. There's a lot of buttons on them controllers. But with that said, that actually gives us a great opportunity to tie into letting you know that Controllers Plus, we will have a brand new retro game podcast with me and Dan Bask, where we're going to be looking at these classic games one by one. So if you guys do like the classic games, we're actually starting with the first the first Castlevania, but Ninja Turtles is on our list of games to talk about. So head over to Side Scrollers Plus and become a member. Speaking of members of Side Scrollers Plus, let's stinking go. Give it up right here for Pexoto. I'm totally butchering that bit. PX. Well, thank you very much for becoming a Plus member. We appreciate that. Use promo code PLUS to get a discount on an annual membership. We greatly appreciate that. That is spectacular. And yeah. Speedy Cake says, lol, the Veilguard is on sale right now on Steam for 50% off. Well, they keep dropping it, man. Might as well keep going because no one's going to buy that shit. Jason came in with a 5. Says, Craig didn't give the full heart treatment by saying tee-hee-hee while doing it. I will not say tee-hee-hee while giving you hearts. Will
Come
not.
on, give the audience what they want, Craig.
Tee-hee-hee!
There you go. Got some Lilo and Stitch coming out.
Whoa, did you see Blabs' face there? Blabs was very impressed.
Well, they just put out the new trailer. Yeah.
Oh, no. Oh, no. I'm out. Hold on. It's time for battle time.
You just muted me, Craig.
Not me. I didn't mean to. You muted yourself.
I wasn't touching the thing.
I didn't mute you. But I'll say this. I guarantee Blabs and Valliant are about to have a Stitch.
Okay, your turn. I'll go first. Your turn?
This is my family.
Oh, honey means family. It means nobody gets left behind.
You're burying that a little bit too much in the nasal cavities, but you got it. I know, I see it.
Wow, okay, yeah, we're done now, Craig. We can't do
That was awful. I hate you now.
Okay, that was a nice try, Blabs.
Thank you, I do my best. You know I can sing this in Bohemian Rhapsody too.
All right, for fuck's sakes, please stop.
Is this the real life? Is this just fantasy?
Okay, now I'm gonna mute you. All right, let's chivalry says don't get how. That's an own teaming games are great. I agree. That's what we're saying here. It's great. Also, Job came in and says I like turtles. Love that. Thank you very much. Marius says here's the difference. TMNT is a fun time. Dragon to Veilguard is not. It's pretty much as simple as that, in my honest opinion. I don't disagree with you, Marius. Thank you very much. Slick Rick came in with 5. Says Neil Cuckman has to be jealous how efficiently BioWare burnt their franchise and their whole studio down. Twerp Mind came in with a 10. On Plus says Blabs. I watched your Snape video. Good argument has with strong evidence. Don't care about Harry Potter. Montez! Thank you very much.
You.
Mr. Melancholy says they have to pay gamers to play that Veilguard garbage. There you go, Mr. Melancholy. Let them know. We have John with 1. Says, PlayStation Plus member here. I don't even add Veilguard to my backlog. Sony can keep that track. Let's go.
How many people unsubscribe to PlayStation Plus just because they offered Veilguard? That's what I want to know.
Or just never did it like John. He's like, I'm just going to ignore it. It's not even going to be on my catalog.
Yeah. Out. Then we got this from, God, my mouse is all over the place. Taker says, Veilguard was made to trick kids into being non-binary. All these parents with a serious case of
Munchausen.
Okay, what is that?
Munchausen by proxy. We don't want to go down the rabbit hole, but yeah, I get it.
Okay.
Munchausen by proxy, yeah.
Okay, thank you, Taker.
Like Munchausen syndrome, yeah.
I've never heard of that before. Damage came in and says, Blab sounds like Elmo, 100%.
Thank you.
Well, she was trying to sound like Stitch, so it didn't work out very well.
It's like a Stitch Gall impersonation, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Sound like death to me. CG here. Wow, just for laughs, Blabs. Crazy.
Angry Elmo. She's an angry elf.
Wow. CG Hero
You
says
keep sliding into Smeagol, precious.
Oh wow.
You're just jealous, Craig, that you can't sit with us.
Yeah, I wouldn't call it jealousy, but thank you for that.
You can't sit with us, bro.
I'm gonna go sit way the heck over there, like on the other side of the cafeteria. I'm gonna tell you this
Craig's
right now.
Craig's gonna leave his own show here in a minute. I'm sorry.
No, I may be out. Listen, I got to get out of here early for weather purposes, but I may get out of here early for Elmo purposes too. CD says, have you ever played the Vectrex before? Also for Montez, the Vectrex. You're talking about the classic video game console? I have not. have not played the Vectrex, if that's what I believe you're speaking of. So, any played the Vectrex before? No? Okay, of course you haven't, Blabs. All right, let's go here. We have a brand new theme park coming very, very soon. We've talked about this at length. Universal Epic Universe is out, and they have released a trailer for the unveiling of their pricing of their tickets. Is this correct, Blabs? Is this what I'm looking at here?
Yes, it is true. It was released yesterday.
All right, let's check it out.
The packages, huh? Yeah.
Yep.
All right, let's check it out.
Whoa, what is that?
What the heck is that?
Nina?
Mom? Josh?
Me away.
That's my jam right there. I can't wait for Dark Universe.
Dude, I
no
can't wait for
joke.
all of this.
Yeah.
Friend is
This does
in
look
a
spectacular.
portal?
That's the ride that everyone's talking about. Is the
monster one?
The monster one.
The Frankenstein Castle one, yeah.
Yeah. Dark
Yes.
Universe, I think it's called, right? Yeah.
Dark
Yeah.
Universe.
Now, I'm going to tell you this. I've ridden this Mario Kart ride, and I'm going to be
I
very
loved
honest with
it.
you. Oh, I thought it sucked.
No, I loved it. I think maybe you were just not used to the VR that you can't like move your head around. It was just your eyes or something. I don't know, but I thought it was amazing.
Okay, well, if that's the, I mean, that ride has not received the most rave reviews since it initially launched. Hopefully, they updated the technology on it, but
They might have. I thought it was great though. I did the one in Japan.
well, it was fine. But when I say suck, that's pretty hard. It doesn't suck, but it's just not as good as I hoped it would be. I think. So
Alan,
they
did you
announced.
ever try that Mario one?
No, I've not been to Japan or to California, so I couldn't. I've seen it. I've seen the YouTube videos of the ride through, but I mean, visually, I mean, from what I saw on a iPhone camera or whatever, it looked kind of cool. But
It is pretty cool.
I don't know if the one in Orlando is a brick for brick replica or if they've done something a little different there. So I have no clue.
I think they probably honestly would update everything. Because, I mean, how old is the Mario one already in Japan? That's the original one. That one's probably, what, like 5 years old at least, right? So I'm assuming they've probably updated tech.
I don't know. I don't know. But I'll tell you what we do know is that they've announced the prices for this. And this is my first time seeing these prices.
Mm-hmm.
And I got to be honest, I'm kind of disappointed here.
Yeah, they're not that cheap.
Well, no, I'm not. I didn't think it was going to be cheap. But what I am disappointed about is this: single day tickets starting at $139, and then they're taking the Disney thing and can go up to $199 during peak periods.
But to be fair, I think most parks will do that. Like summer peak traffic, it's just supply and demand. I kind of get it, but if I'm not mistaken, I think that's still cheaper than any of the Disney Orlando parks.
I can confirm that. Yes, the cheap. I think because I was there 2 weeks ago, right? I was there with my daughter in Orlando, and I mentioned this on the show. She wanted to go to the Magic Kingdom, and it was over $200 for the day to go.
Wow.
So yes, on that level, 100%. It's just the scaling prices. I mean, I understand the argument of supply and demand, right? I just like the idea of it's this much, and this is what you're going to get. But I guess that's kind of the way things have gone. But I don't know. I think Disney was the first to do that. The idea of the scaling ticket prices based off of demand and park, because if I go to Six Flags now, I know it's going to be the same price now as it is going to be in October or July or, but I don't know. Maybe they've changed that too. Maybe this is me being an old man here.
Well, I know Six Flags recently they did a lot of overhaul with their pricing structure because we were kind of following what they were doing. They were looking at going through a debt reorganization, bankruptcy, and they were going to drastically increased ticket prices for Six Flags parks. Part of the reason for that was because they couldn't get the customers that would come in and spend a lot of money in the park because the ticket prices were so cheap. They wound up getting, the problem with Six Flags was they got a lot of teenagers that would come in, and then the families and the parents would stay away, and it became a branding issue for them. In this case, I mean, when you think about Universal and Disney, one of the big reasons that they have that floating price is because they look at expected traffic, and just like Target and Best Buy and Walmart or all of these retailers, what do right before they get into the holiday shopping season? They ramp up seasonal employees because the amount of traffic those stores are going to get are going to demand more staff, meaning their overhead is going to go up considerably. But so they have to price things accordingly. Same thing in the parks. They know that, hey, in the summer months, we're going to have 20, 30, 40, 50% more staff in the parks to handle the crowds that we're going to get. Ergo, the prices of the tickets to get in are going to rise with it, as opposed to creating a levelized ticket price that in the off season is probably overpriced, and then in the high season, like in the summer, is probably underpriced. So they use that float. I get it, but like I said, Universal still cheaper than Disney, and I'm glad to see, because I thought that for the first few months they weren't going to have any single-day tickets exclusively for Epic, because the early tickets you had to go in and buy a 3-day package for the other parks. You had to buy tickets for all parks. So they're putting out these single-day tickets. I think that's really positive. But, I mean, you look at what Universal's expectations are on Comcast's last earnings call. And I'm sure they're lowballing this, because they wouldn't put this number out there if they weren't very confident. They said that they're expecting, in the first 12 months, 10 million visits to Epic alone.
Oof.
Yeah.
So that's probably going to be 2 or 3 million more. I wouldn't be the least bit surprised. And Magic Kingdom is the only park in Orlando that Universal hasn't beaten yet in terms of traffic. And Magic Kingdom, last I saw, was about 12 to 12.5 million a year or two ago. So Epic may actually do what we thought and take down the Golden King of Magic Kingdom.
Now, Magic Kingdom has like Pandora and all that stuff, right? Where people are
Epcot
very
does.
good at that one.
No, you're thinking of Animal Kingdom.
Oh, okay, there you go.
Yeah.
Other kingdom.
Animal Kingdom is the least by far visited park for Disney, besides the water park. So it goes Magic Kingdom, then followed by Epcot and Hollywood Studios, not far behind Epcot, and the two current Universal parks, Islands of Adventure and Studios, I think are both ahead of Epcot. So like I said, the only thing they haven't defeated yet is the original Magic Kingdom with Fantasyland, Adventureland, Cinderella's Castle, the OG park. And Epic may be the one to finally kick it out.
I'm actually just super pumped for this. I don't know when I'll be going, because it's going to be like this when it first opens up in like 2 months. So
May 22nd.
Maybe next year or something, but I'm super excited. I've seen all the merch for like, not even just Harry Potter, but like How to Train Your Dragons, Nintendo. All of it looks so great and like highly detailed. And yes, some of it's going to be overpriced because it's the theme parks, but I'm super excited for this.
We bought some of it when I was there a couple of months. They opened the big Epic Universe store.
Yeah, the
in
Stella
City
Nova,
Walk.
right?
In City Walk, yeah. In City Walk. It's so we went there. So when I was there just a couple of months ago for MegaCon, and then the week before for my daughter's dance competition down in Disney. So that the next time I'll be back for sure will be late January, February next year, which will be great because the traffic should be pretty calm. And I've already told Jay, I'm like, dude, when I come in, I'm going to be epic, like every day. So I said, just get ready. I'm going to wear you out, man.
Yeah, I mean, I've been trying to get merch for like the new Epic Universe, and they won't sell it on like online or over the phone, which you usually
have to
can
go to
do.
the store.
Yeah, they were saying it's only available on Stella Nova Resort right now, and I'm like, no, I want it because it might sell out and everything.
Well, no, it's not. It's not just in the that's one
what
resort.
Arthur told me from freaking merch services.
Well, you can buy all the Epic merch in City Walk. So like
not specifically Epic merch. It's like Harry Potter.
Yeah, they have sections in the store that is general Epic
Arthur?
Universe. They have Harry Potter merch in there for the new Ministry of Magic. They have all the merch for How to Train Your Dragon. They have merch for Dark Universe. They have merch for Super Mario World. Yeah, it's all there. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'll try again.
Keep on going, Blabs. Maybe one day you'll be able to spend all that money you earned on some Harry Potter merchandise.
Yeah.
Great. Ranger George says trailer has a black kid cosplaying as a Viking. These days there can't be anything Viking related that isn't there isn't at least one black Viking. Montez. Hey, look, I have no problem with non-historically accurate cosplaying. Personally, I think that if the kid wants to be a Viking,
park. It's not the movies. I agree with the movies that
right.
it should be like correct, like nationality wise. But for a theme park, it's just
right.
make believe. It's family friendly.
Right, exactly. Something that is not family friendly, we are positive that it won't be, is Grand Theft Auto 6. Now, there's been a lot of talk about the game and the price and how much it's going to be when it releases, probably this year. We'll see. We know it's obviously going to be an 18-up game, but we now have a Swiss retailer that has listed GTA 6 pre-orders for 99 Swiss francs. That is currently 112 US dollars. So they're saying that the game will be more expensive than initially talked about. They have been talking about this game could potentially be $100. Now they're talking about it being over $100. And you can see here from Dexerto, the Swiss retailer has a history of accurate listings, making the price rumor more credible here. The $100 game conversation has been something that has picked up over the last, I would say, 2 months or so since we first saw this rumor about GTA 6 potentially being $100, which brought me back to my buddy at My Retro Life. I don't know if you guys have ever seen My Retro Life, the show, but this is a guy whose dad more or less filmed him. His dad was a video photographer for a local TV station, and he always had a camera in his hand. It was like today, just 30, 40 years ago, right? So he filmed his entire childhood. It's a great channel. I encourage you guys to go check out my Retro Life. Anyways, with that said, he had a tweet that he put out in comparison to the GTA stuff, the price, and he said, "Hot take, there's absolutely nothing wrong with the price of games today. This Toys R Us flyer from 1994 reflects the cost of games back then. Adjusted for inflation, Donkey Kong Country would have roughly cost $130 today. So please just stop, people. It doesn't make sense." Now, this did not go over very well. This did not go over very well at all. He got lambasted by a lot of people. I totally understand what he's saying here because I was there and I witnessed it, and you can see the prices here. Stunt Race FX, $60. Maximum Carnage, $70. Donkey Kong Country, $60. Super Street Fighter 2, $70. So there's definitely, NBA Jam, $65. So there's something to what he's saying. First, Valiant, I would love to hear your thoughts to this.
I hate to say, I agree with him totally, and I've thought about that a lot over the years. And when I think back to where, I remember buying Atari games and Nintendo original NES games and spending, it was $40, $50 for a game. That was back in the 80s and early 90s. SNES, they went up to 50, 60 plus, maybe 70 in some cases dollars. And the pricing for these games, honestly, if anything, it's actually going down because of the price of inflation. The real pricing has actually reduced. And part of that is the fact that you don't have to produce these bricks of plastic anymore with a custom chipset and motherboard card in the game. You don't have to put all that glass and silicone. It's now everybody downloads them. Or if anything, it's pressed onto a DVD or a Blu-ray disc or a 4K disc or something like that. And the cost of actual physical production has dramatically reduced. So what you're paying for now is basically the cost of the development of the intellectual property as opposed to a physical packaging.
Right.
Now, the other thing as far as this game goes, and people are looking at this, they might be making a bit too much of an assumption thinking, okay, well, current exchange rates, you're right. 99 Swiss francs is $110, $112 here in the U.S. But bear in mind, just the same as if a movie releases in an international market, there are additional costs involved when it distributes on an international basis. There's international distributors. There are international taxes. There's VATs. There's EU taxes and all this. So even though it looks like GTA 6 might be $112 based on what the Swiss are selling it for, that doesn't mean it's going to be $112 here. It might still be $79, $89. It might be $99, but I don't think it's going to be dollar for dollar just because that distributor for GTA, when they're selling it here in the U.S., they don't have all these additional taxes and regulatory and foreign distributors that they have to pay. Everybody has to get paid over there. Over here, you cut all that out. So the cost, in theory, should be lower.
This is actually a really great point here by Torgo. Says price per average hour worked is the best real comparison for cost of things over time. Montez, I hear that. The idea of inflation and such. I understand all perspectives on this. The idea of I've always felt that a digital game should be cheaper than the physical game. There's actually it's not just a little bit of less cost. It's a lot less cost. You're literally just uploading a file to Steam. That's it. Steam burdens all the cost when it comes to distribution and everything associated with that. So I've always felt digital games should be cheaper than a physical game. But in the idea of, like, as you mentioned, the carts, the chips and everything, and now it's just burned right onto a disc. There is something to that. The mass production of these things is considerably easier than it was back then. But it still doesn't change the fact that it did cost more out of your pocket in 1993 than it does in 2025. Just strictly from a dollars and cents perspective. So it's a really interesting. I've always seen people, they get so upset when that's brought up, and I would love to hear. I saw somebody who's like, "That's a really dumb take." Why? Like, walk me through the process, because I'm open to hearing more about that thought process and why that is a dumb take. But just kind of walk me through it logically, because I'm a really stupid person. So please let me know.
No, you're not. Here's the thing with GTA. If they come out and they release this game in the U.S., and let's pretend that they go full out, because they know this is one of the biggest, if not the biggest, video game selling franchises of all time. And they're going to have people out there, quite honestly, that would pay almost anything to get their hands on this game first. So they can put it out there in the beginning for $99. And guess what? They're going to sell millions and probably 10 million copies at $99 million. Or at $99. They'll probably sell 10 million copies, something like that. And then they'll move to the next tier. Then they'll go, okay, we're going to reduce the price to $89, and then $79, and then eventually $69. Once they exhaust each level of person based on their demand. And I guarantee you there is probably, and they know this, there is a buttload of demand out there for this game, and people that would gladly pay probably even $120 for it, for just a regular edition, nothing fancy. And they're going to exhaust all those people they can and get as much money as they can. People can choose whether or not to spend their money right up front for the game or not. But hey, if you want to go spend $99 for it, great, if you really want the game that bad. But don't blame the maker of the game necessarily for charging $99 for it when they know that you will pay it. If you don't want them to be able to charge that, and if they come out with it at $99, then nobody buy it, and you'll see the price drop instantly.
It goes back to vote with your wallet.
Bingo.
Vote with your wallet, 100%. If you don't like a $100 game, don't buy the $100 game, right? It is a very simple premise, for sure, to say the least. All right, love the conversation on the chat. You guys keep it up. It's great stuff. Now we have, real quick, Ranger George following up says, yeah, it's the way all the media have Black Vikings I was poking at, not black kids, Asian kids, etc. having fun pretending to be Viking. Thank you, Ranger George. Appreciate that. And Jeremy's Crushed Toe came in with the 10, says, if games were getting better, people would pay more. Problem is, quality of games has dropped significantly in 15 years. Imagine asking people to pay $120 for a Veilguard. Yeah, I totally get that. I would say that the reason why these games cost so much, and the reason why you can sell, I saw this thing about the latest Final Fantasy has sold 3.5 million copies, and it's considered a massive failure. It always goes back to the budget. How much did it cost to produce these games? And we've seen the cost for these games go up ridiculous. Can you imagine, like 30 years ago, if you would have said, "Hey, a game's going to cost $200 million to produce"? Like, what? Are you fucking kidding me? And it's insane. Marius came in and says, I played every GTA day one since GTA 3, but Rockstar can go F off at $100 for a digital purchase. Thank you, Marius. And Edwin says inflation calculator $70 in the 90s, now $170 in 2025. Thank you, Edwin. Hey, good news. We had our Montez goal, our abbreviated Montez goal today. As once again, the show is going to be abbreviated, as I have to, as you can see, the wind is picking up out here and where I'm at, and I got to evacuate. I got to get out before the big weather comes in here on the Gulf of America coast. But Valiant, we have our Montez celebration for hitting our Montez goal. Thank you very much. You get to pick one of the 8 scenarios that Montez is in. Will it be Tetris, Mike Tyson's Punch-Out, Duck Hunt, Super Mario Brothers, Dustborn, The Moon, Mortal Kombat, or Street Fighter 2?
All right, I seem to remember last time we did Dustborn and The Moon. So this time, let's go Mike Tyson's Punch-Out.
Ooh, 2 in a row. People love Mike.
Nice.
Take out. There you go. All right, let's go to this. This will be a kind of a quick hit here, but I love this stuff. There's a new Silent Hill game coming called Silent Hill F, and this game has a new trailer dropped. It looks very scary. It's a Silent Hill game, as you would expect. And hey, if you watch this trailer, Valiant, you may be curious to yourself. Hey, I want to go learn more about this game. And you got to go through, and you can skim through, you can watch it on X. It's lots of all the fog and scariness and all this stuff. Oh my gosh, that's crazy. But let's say you go to the website. What happens when you go to the website for Silent Hill F? Well, there is a disclaimer on the website for Silent Hill F when you go to it. And I'd like to read this to you and get your reaction to this disclaimer here, Valiant.
Okay.
When it says, please read before playing. This game contains depictions of gender discrimination.
Oh, God. You can stop right there. I'm out. See y'all. It's been fun. Sorry. Oh, my God.
So this game contains depictions. This is the most important thing, by the way. Most important thing that they listed here. The number one thing. This game contains depictions of gender discrimination, child abuse, bullying, drug-induced hallucinations, torture, and graphic violence. So, in the order of importance, gender discrimination is the most important thing, by the way. That's the thing they want to highlight the most. Blabs, what's your thoughts on that?
So, first of all, I think they're kind of doing like from least to most, like graphic violence is the most, I guess.
You think so? Okay.
I'm gonna say perhaps. However, my question is here, all these games have rated M for maturity, correct?
Correct.
So that's all you need to put down, right? You don't actually need to put anything else because you shouldn't be playing these games if you are not like of that age or of aware, like it says it right there, mature, right? So everything else seems just redundant here and just seems to be stirring controversy for no reason. Like you could just leave it M for mature and then that's it. You don't have to put all these things. Now, I'm not really against like the trigger warnings that say like flashing lights for medical reasons, right? That can save a life. For these kind of things, like the whole arachnophobia, things like that, like, oh, it's bullying, gender discrimination, it seems very redundant to me. I don't see the point when you have the maturity labels right there in front of you. I don't
Blabs,
get it.
Okay, but here's you're speaking to something a much bigger problem, Blabs. Is that
what common sense? I don't know.
No, this is rated M for mature, yet this mature audience that's still playing this is incredibly immature.
Yes,
that's the issue.
That is true.
The idea that you have to say, oh my God, I know that you're a grown-ass adult, but there are depictions of gender discrimination and graphic violence, and somebody may get bullied. It's like, shut the fuck up.
There used to be 3 simple criteria. Like if you said a game or a movie, for example, was rated as rated R on a film or rated M for mature on a video game, they would have 1, 2, or 3 simple disclaimers. It would say, now why is it rated this way? Graphic violence, sexual situations, language, right? And then you could, so for example, as a parent, I might not have an issue with Renegade Jr., who's 14, playing a game that is rated M for mature because people's heads explode when you shoot them with a freaking rocket launcher or something like this, right? He'll sit there and laugh at it. He knows it's not real. He understands that. But I would not let him play a game that was rated M for mature that had explicit sexual content, nudity, like that kind of stuff.
Violent, yeah.
Right, that might be different. Or so again, those are the only 3 that you really need. Putting this other stuff in about gender discrimination and whatever else it was, child abuse, like when.
Yes.
Okay, well that's part of violence. I mean, if you buying it again, they're so concerned about, like you said, the immature people who probably shouldn't be playing this game getting triggered or something like that. It's stupid to me. But yeah, gender discrimination.
But there's even more to this, right? So I'm gonna pull this back
well,
up.
I got to blast. I won't.
Oh, what?
I got this. Because there is more to this. I want to continue.
Oh, well,
reading.
no, I don't know anything else what you're saying. I'm just saying, like, what is their opinion of, like, child abuse? Is it not giving a child a juice box, right? Like, cause, like
right.
like, is it like gender discrimination, like mispronouns or something? Like, what is bullying saying? I don't like your shoes today. That's what I'm saying.
It's when you take Blabs's Lilo stuffed animal away from her.
Exactly, right?
Yeah.
So like that's why I'm also saying maybe they're doing like from least to most, where it's like gender discrimination is the least amount of violence and like the actual graphic violence is the worst part.
You know what? I want to know what gender discrimination is in this game.
Yeah.
Does a man call a woman a bitch? Is
Yeah,
that what we're
that's
talking
I'm
about?
saying. What are these definitions here? What is bullying? I don't like your shoes. I'm not going to give you my juice box. I don't know, right?
All right. Well, I'll tell you. Let's continue the warning here. By the way, okay, this is what you see when you go to the website. It says this game is set in Japan in the 1960s and contains depictions based on the customs and culture of that time. These depictions do not reflect the opinions or values of the developers or any individuals involved. Okay, so they got to clear their name first and foremost. They got to make sure it's there. Okay, everyone is good. Everything's great. Then here we go. If you feel uncomfortable at any point while playing, please take a break from playing, or speak to someone you trust. What does that even mean? What does that even mean?
They're going to have to open a hotline for therapy. What are we talking about here?
Silent Hill F hotline therapy coming soon to a Best Buy near you.
I'm sorry, Blabs, I love you, but your generation is a bunch of pussies. I swear to God.
I don't associate with them.
I can't. I say everybody, but my God. Oh,
that's spectacular. It's if it wasn't so silly, it would be hard to believe. I mean, really, it's absolutely amazing. And I gotta be honest, I think that it would be a good idea. Maybe Blabs, we can set up. I think we have an opportunity to make a killing here, right?
Well,
we can
hotline
make
therapy on
silent.
Plus.
Yes. No. This is gonna be outside of Plus, all right? We're gonna set up the Silent Hill F hotline, and it'll be a 1-900 number, $3.99 a minute, and people can call in and they can just tell us how much the game upset them, and we can sit there and just listen to them complain about things, and we can make a mint. So
I like this idea.
I like this idea too. See what's going on. We're making business here. Let's go. We get all these crazies calling in and be like, they just gender discrimination.
But no one's gonna call because no one actually has a real problem about this. No one, besides complaining on Twitter, right? That's super easy. You just type on a keyboard. Actually picking up the phone and talking to another specimen is not gonna happen. Nobody's gonna do this. It's not real.
Blabs, the game hurt me. That's what we get right here.
I don't think a lot of these people, I think Blabs is right. I don't think a lot of these people have a lot of interpersonal communication skills live. Yeah, so all they know how to go is, not Twitter, but the kind of people that will bitch about this will do it on Reddit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They'll just do little keyboard typing.
But we can make a Reddit chat room for them. How about we do that? Let's make a Reddit chat room for people offended by Resident Evil F. God, that would be hilarious. Can you imagine the amount of video content that we could make from that?
Silent Hill.
I'm sorry, Silent Hill, not Resident Evil.
Yeah. I hear you. But I'm sure somebody would be offended by Resident Evil too. So it's okay. Don't worry about it.
There you go.
Yeah, David came in and says rated M for modern audiences. Let's go. HP Lovecraft's Cat says the gender discrimination is to say that there's only two genders, right? I know, it's amazing. Max Small says, as much as I love the old GTA games, I'd be waiting on until I can confirm it's not sanitized for modern audience, given off that they ran off Dan Houser, who wrote all the previous games and co-founded the place. Yeah. And we have Magnum North says, I can picture a young Blab stealing other kids' juice boxes.
I've never done that, actually. If I was getting a juice box, it was from a trade.
Okay.
At, like, lunchtime.
Appreciate that. Then we have this from Anima, who came in as a brand new Plus member, says, someone's going to assume Pyramid Head's gender? I know. It's ridiculous. All right. We did have some other stuff we got to get to. But we won't be able to get to today. Blabs, I do want to talk about it on Monday, though. Okay, so we're gonna assuming things continue. But because we have to abbreviate today's show today because big weather is blowing in from where I'm at. We're trying to get ahead of it coming through. There's tornadoes and all sorts of stuff. But before we do go, I did have this one last story that I wanted to hit. Valliant, are you a fan of mock bang? Do you know what that is?
Mukbang. I've heard of this. I'm not. I've heard it. I've heard the term a number of times. So not really.
Okay. This is when people sit down and they eat food in front of a camera.
Okay. All right. I know where we're going. Yeah.
This has been a thing for a while, and I'm telling you this right now. I want to show you one of the hottest rising stars in TikTok right now. This person who is they eat. Let's just go look at their fine work here.
This is better than every Nerdrotic show I've ever seen.
Damn.
And shots fired,
I'm going to get a phone call in a minute.
Is that a woman, by the way?
Well, hold on. Let's keep checking out this fine work, this entertaining content here.
Is that a Pop-Tart?
Some sort of breakfast burrito.
Abi bitti mi? Bitmez.
Not the voice I was anticipating.
Hayatınızı ve yemeğinizi güzelleştirmek sizin elinizde.
I still don't know.
What's that, Blabs?
I still don't know if that's a male or female.
Well, I'll tell you what, it doesn't matter because guess what, Blabs? They're dead.
Yeah.
24-year-old TikToker.
Damn.
Yes. Known for filming videos of himself binge eating, has died, wouldn't you know it, due to health complications.
It must have been COVID.
Clearly, definitely.
Clearly.
Definitely.
Damn COVID.
Got him again. Oh my God. Well, yeah, that's rough, man. It's tough to see people literally. I think the best way to say it was like slow motion suicide. These people who are eating themselves to death on camera, and I don't know who this person is before seeing this, but it's like one of those things where you look at this person and you see how they're eating, and the admiration. That's the biggest issue. The admiration that they're getting while doing it. It's like, oh, that's so good. Good for you. And they get little. So yeah, I think it was there you go. That's right. But it's so sad to see these people, the validation that they try to get, that they're getting from TikTok and online for literally poisoning their bodies. And yeah, I mean, if it wasn't so silly, that it wasn't so obvious that they died of their heart collapsing, maybe it was COVID, Valliant. Maybe that's what it was. So, all right. It's just sad. It's just, I know I always like to end on a downer, don't I? Don't I, Blabs?
You do, for real.
Sorry. Do we have any? Hold on. Surely we got something better. Oh, you know what? Here we go. Blabs, I know you're really excited for this. Let's finish on this really fast.
What?
Hey, later today, Freaky Friday trailer being released.
No, that's not what I'm excited for. Nobody asked for this. It's a classic.
Oh, wow.
I love Freaky Friday. Love it. It is an absolute Disney classic. Not the original, the actual remake with Jamie Lee Curtis and Lindsay Lohan. I didn't ask for a sequel. No one did. No, thank you.
Nobody did. Of course they did.
And if look, I bet you like she doesn't end up with Chad Michael Murray, and it's gonna be all shit. And I'm like, bruh, no, I don't want it.
Well, maybe you'll find out in the trailer today.
Is Gibbs gonna be in it? Because like he was, he married Jamie Lee Curtis in that movie, Gibbs from NCIS. So.
Well, I don't know. Maybe you'll see the trailer when it's released later today. All right, we do got to roll, but I want to get some of these amazing super chats, including Grateful Gamers to Silent Hill F. Silent Hill F. Oh, it's Silent Hill PT instead. Thank you, Grateful Gamer. Magnor says, Valiant, if you had to choose Sig or Smith & Wesson.
I own several of each one. I'm just more partial to Sig. Just kind of always have been, but I got no problem with Smith & Wesson. It's a great manufacturer. Future
Kulak came in with 10 on plus. Says, that Silent Hill thing, are they warning the woke or advertising to the anti-woke? Who knows? Who really knows, Future? That's the thing, is sometimes the line is so blurry. It's insane. Modest Rat says, hey, bada bing, what's the haps, crew? My theory on Reddit is the psychos that left Twitter, now X, went to Reddit like they migrated back in the day to Twitter from Tumblr. Arrivederci! Modest Rat, I don't think you're wrong. They all moved together. And Blue Sky is also one of those hubs for that. And then we have this from Doc Hollywood, who came in with the $50 super chat.
What's up, Doc?
Hey, Doc, thank you very much. Appreciate that. And there's your reward, my friend. I seldom get to watch Side Scrollers live, but I have to say, Craig has 2 banger guests in a row. Well done. Well, you can thank Blabs for that, as she is the booker for this show. That's good. But yes, 2 great guests. I encourage you to show up Monday through Friday and tune in and check us out. Also, Anemia, once again, I'm butchering your name, so safe travels. Good, sir, Craig. Thank you very much. Well, thank you very much. Appreciate that. All right, we are going to invite you guys.
I just got one more over on Plus. Future Kolak for 2 says, Wish Upon a Star is greater than Freaky Friday.
All right.
Interesting.
All right, it is Friday, guys. Like I said, I do have to bolt early, and I apologize for that. But I would like to invite you guys to head over to SidescrollersPlus.com right now and join us over there. We got a big old, lots of stuff happening over there. Just pop in and find us. There's Blabs and her big old face. Use promo code PLUS. Use promo code PLUS and join us over there. Get a discount. Make today the day for you to join us over there. It's lots of stuff going on, including you can check out an episode of Nerd Duel, the new show that is coming soon. You can check it out before, as well as a preview of a great show of edited content called What If, where it is alternate history. The first episode is built around what if Sega won the console war, and it's like a rough draft right now, but we wanted to get your input on it. You can find it exclusively over at Side Scrollers Plus. Do us a favor, hit the thumbs up button on the way out. We'd really appreciate you tuning in. Valiant, where can everybody find you, my friend?
Well, you can catch me on YouTube right here on the same platform at Valiant Renegade with 2 L's, Valiant Renegade over on YouTube, as well as on X. You can check me out over there as well.
All right. No post show today because I do got to hit the road, but appreciate you guys popping in. With that said, have a great rest of your day. And remember, people are going to try to keep you down. Don't let them. You guys got a goal. Go get it. See you guys on Monday when we're back at it again at 11 a.m. Central Time. Have a great weekend. Get outside, touch some grass. Bye-bye.
Fatality.
See you.